Hello everybody and welcome to a very special episode of SIGcommentary where we are now in Dota 2. My name is Rob and today we will be basically showing you random pub battles that I have with people, and I usually go to all pick and just hit random now. So for those that don't know, I am not very good at Dota 2. I am probably average at best. I'd say I'm somewhere in the middle. I have around a 50% win rate, and I random Visage today. So while I am going to be giving commentary on my own blunders and things I probably should have done, please note that I am not a pro in any way, shape, or form. Now, since I randomed, obviously I got 250 more gold, and I decided to go for the first skill of Visage, which is basically a slowing mechanic. It slows the enemy down, doesn't really do any damage, but it's great for ganking. So I got it early because we have a few characters that really could use good ganking potential, mainly Sniper, so I'll probably want to lane with him since he's not going mid, and it is tiny. And so this is my basic setup. Got a Tango, Salve, got a Mana Potion. I want the ring so I can actually get a little bit more armor because I start off with 0 armor. I see that Tiny's going with Bottle. I see that Sniper is just, wow, going straight mask for that. And I'm looking at it and I'm seeing Jericho decides to come up with me, and I decided to play support nuker with Visage, so I really do not want to be lined up with another support. I feel like we'll be way too squishy, and if they push us hard, we'll just pretty much be fucked. Sure, we can both slow them down, but neither one of us at this stage has any real power to do any damage. So I decided best to hang with Sniper because at the very least I could just support him, deny some last hits, and just slow it down if he needs to get extra shots, because in the beginning he is kind of slow and his stun doesn't really have that much of a strong gauge. So if he has that extra slow, he'll be able to pick people off pretty strong. Now this is one thing that in this battle I'm super embarrassed about. Normally when you see these creep lanes that are coming through the bottom, I know I'm looking because I'm trying to do some wards, but you see these creep waves that are coming through. Normally I would go and I'd block them, and you try to block them, that way they're closer to your tower and you have pretty much more of a lane advantage. It's harder for the enemy to get XP or last hits. So I decided to ward over here, and I decided to take the regen rune because Tiny was telling me over the mic that he just didn't want it for whatever reason. And previously, if you saw, Invoker actually passed it up, which was very weird. I mean, I know he had no use for it, but you figure he would just take it so mid couldn't. And there we go, I ward this to prevent any sort of ganks, just playing full on support, and you can see Sniper's already picking off Faceless Void. And we also go up against Invoker. So both of these have actually strong carry potentials, and as you saw right there, I denied the creep. I'm not going to be last hitting at all. I want to purely support Sniper, so I'm just going to harass the heroes, make sure that they don't get as many last hits as they possibly can, and deny and whenever I can possible. And so there goes, Sniper's getting good hits. And I completely failed that deny right there. I hit it way too early. I need to wait for the life to go slower. And I decided to slow Invoker right here because I thought we could finish him. I thought he was overexerting himself too far. He decided to go damage instead of regen. And Void did a very good job of blocking us. So Sniper just takes a few pot shots. And I decided to go with my second ability. The second ability is really the nuking capability. Basically, he gathers these souls together, and these souls do certain damage per soul you collect. So every time, damage used based on a number of soul charges. So the more soul charges you get, basically means the more nuking capabilities, and they do it in these little strikes above your actual character, which is very nice, because you know when to nuke and when not to. But keep in mind, those nukes, they only last for about 6 seconds, so you have to use them pretty much when you got them. So sometimes it can be a little bit hard to nuke properly, but when you get the ultimate, it becomes a little bit better because they have AoE stuns. And so right now we're just heavily pushing. I want to deny, but we're too close to the tower, and preferably Invoker could use his stun if he actually does it. I don't know. He doesn't have health regen, so probably not. So we're pushing the lane back, and thankfully it's back and comfortable. I did not mean to try to hit the last, or I try to hit that last. And you can see them, they're in the EXP range, but they have almost no chance to get last hits right now, which is very important because Void is an extremely hard carry. If that dude gets fed, he will fuck people up. So we gotta make sure he does not get fed no matter what. And the good news is that Invoker is also a carry, so they're going to be fighting for last hits. There's not going to be a clear support in last hit like it is with me and Sniper. and denied Void another chance to get some money there. And when you... Oh good, Sniper actually denied that. And when you deny, you actually give them one less XP than they would have received, so slowly but surely you kind of get more XP than them. And I'm just checking out the skill, see how... Alright, so it becomes less of a cooldown. Harassing more Void. And right now this lane is going pretty smooth for us, and I just totally fucked up those two last hits. I should have waited, I was auto-attacking for whatever stupid reason. That was just not smart. We just gotta, or I gotta be better about that. Sniper's actually doing great with last hits. As you can see, he's actually catching up to Zeus in the middle. And Zeus has been kind of, he's been shutting down Tiny a bit. He's got double the last hits. Also, I've been noticing that Zeus has actually been doing more rune control. Tiny occasionally goes up there, but he only goes to the top rune. And I warded the bottom for him so he'd be able to know immediately when the bot rune was ready. But he never actually goes there, which is very odd. And I accidentally took that last hit, which was unfortunate. I did not mean to. Seeing that Void was trying to buy something, I wasn't sure how quick he was going to be, so I wanted to harass him a bit. And again, we pushed him out of the lane, and when you have carries, this is key. You just need to keep them out of the freaking lanes. Sure, they might be able to get some XP. If you could push them out all the way, it'd be great, but trying to make sure that they don't get farmed, like Invoker just got those two last hits. That was my fault. I should have timed those better. That was not a good idea. Well, that was not good on my part. And I should have hit last hit right there, but I was too focused on Invoker. I wanted to make sure he got no last hits. And we have our third skill, and our third skill is the most important because basically over time you actually just get these shields, or these oh shit, I'm getting ganked pretty hard. Yes, I overextended way too much. That was my fault. I should not have overextended that much, so now I have to salve, and I figure I'll just do a mana potion while I'm at it, since I'm in the XP range, but I'm still kind of out of the harassing stage. So what I was going to say is the third skill is actually very unique because it's your armor base. It's the one, that's why I have +6 armors, because I have 4 charges of that. But when heroes actually start to attack you, so like if you get ganked, I fucked that last hit up bad, and that one too. And oh, decided to slow Invoker because his ally ran back and I figured he was going a little bit too far, but he did his invisibility and he got away. That was a very smart play by Invoker because he was literally about to die that very second. Oh, so back to the third skill. The third skill for Visage basically is bread and butter. He has armor, but if he starts to get attacked by enemies, his armor will disappear. So the main thing you want to do is to attack, but not to take damage. You want to be in the outskirts harassing, but you don't really want to be in the mix until you've had some feeding to do. If you decide to go carry with him, which he's not really designed. But he could be. And I fucked up that last hit deny right there. And with Invoker out of the lane, Void can't really do anything. He can't dive us. So we basically just get free farm to attack his tower. Timbersaw was finally able to kill some Meepo, which was very much appreciated. Finally got some first blood in here, which is surprising considering they have a Zeus. But I believe, yep, Jericho and Timbersaw, they overextended and Zeus is going to end up nuking them right there. Yeah. I don't even have to look in, I could just look at the minimap and I can kind of tell how things are going to go. So yeah, after Jericho and Timbersaw got that kill, they should have backed out immediately, but I could see that they were kind of hanging there a little too much and they ended up getting killed. Sniper's trying to harass over there. I was going to slow Faceless Void over there, but I saw Sniper back up for a split second. I was like, okay, so he doesn't want to dive this. And I decided to take that last hit. Just once every while, I'll take one. And I have level 2, so as you can see now, because I still have the 4 charges, decided to reward since our wards expired, I now have +10 armor, which is very helpful because this also does actual magical and physical resist, and it resists per player. So it's very nice. And always reward. I know it's hard to support to just spend money on wards, but it really helps when you're about to get ganked, especially with hard hitters like Zeus. Those kind of nukers you just do not want popping out of the woods taking you down. And one thing that Sniper started to do wrong here is he started to auto-attack. And I decided to deny that creep, that way they just couldn't get that gold by accident. But yeah, when you start to auto-attack, it's just so frustrating because I do this sometimes, as you guys see earlier in this video. I was doing auto-attack. you just don't want to do it because you miss too many chances to get good last hits, and it frustrates everybody. Although, like I said, I can preach it, but in real practice, sometimes I do slip up. I do try to be more aware of it. Doesn't always happen. So I decided to go for the Flying Courier because I believe I'm the only one really playing support. Jericho, as far as I could tell, oh, Zeus is coming for us, but Jericho hasn't really been warding. And we decided to meet Zeus. Thankfully I had those wards up, so we caught him behind, and Tiny pincers him. The great thing about Zeus is he's a great nuke, but he has no escape. And I ended up getting the kill. I thought Sniper did, but Zeus has gotten a death. I'm not sure if he died early, I don't think so. But that's good, because if he was supposed to be carrying them, or at least doing most of the nuking damage, we want him to be as underfed as possible. Alright, working on some last hits. I decided to go for my Tranquil Boots first, because I figure since my character is getting quite a bit of armor, it might be a good idea to actually get some health regen. And I finally got my ult. And let's see. I was like, why do they want me to get Power Tread? That's kind of weird. I guess they want you to switch out once you have no HP problems, once your armor's fully developed. Which makes sense. And Void Smart gets out of there. Zeus ulted. I'm not really sure why. I think he was trying to take out Timbersaw. But Jericho and Zeus pretty much take each other out. Decided to get my ult here. And these two little bats are great because they actually have their own AoE stuns, which you probably won't see because I have not utilized them effectively yet. It is something I'm working on, but it is rare that I actually play Visage, so I was kind of surprised when I random him. But yes, also about your ultimate, it has a 160-second cooldown, which is insanely long, or it might be 170. And those gargoyles die for 100 gold each, so you really want to make sure that the enemies do not finish them off. If they do finish them off, that's a lot of gold they'll be getting. That's the equivalent of, what, 2 creeps? Which is pretty huge. And oh shit, you can see Tiny, he's getting ganked right now. Void jumps in. So I decided to actually slow down Invoker, that way they couldn't actually finish the complete gank. And Tiny survived because Void is underfed and he would not be able to stand up to Tiny 1-to-1. And, oh, I see in my ward, I see Zeus kind of playing footsie. And for some reason he decides to dive in right here, and I caught him. So I ended up slowing him. I did the soul charge way too early. I didn't really accumulate any souls, so I couldn't do any damage. And Sniper almost ulted him to death, and we decided to dive in. I was telling Tiny to throw me because I have so much armor. I have 20 armor. I should be fine. And Tiny did just that. It was actually a very good throw. I was extremely happy with that, and because I have such high armor, Tiny can throw me. It's actually a pretty decent combo. And we got some mana boosts, and now we're just free to push the towers. You can see one of them is jungling, that's Meepo. And then Invoker and Lion just, I don't think they know what to do. They can't actually go in there without getting ganked. Actually, Invoker probably could. He has an invisibility spell he can use.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And we were going to push top tower, but leave it to Jericho. Jericho's just been sitting up there and pretty much taken out. You can see I put up the gold per minute, and I'm still kind of lagging behind the gold per minute. Just pretty much been trying to support. But Sniper and Tiny and Timber, they've all been doing actually pretty darn good. The rest of their team, though, I'm very happy to report that we kept Void and Invoker pretty much from nearly all last hits that we could. And they are down straight at the bottom. And we were trying to look for them in the jungle. We figured a couple of them would be jungling, and I was telling everybody I found Lion. And despite, you know, trying to stun me, didn't really do that much damage, and I ended up getting the kill. Jericho should not have done the Frozen Breath there because Lion didn't have an escape plan. He didn't have an escape move, so that was kind of a waste. We could have really... and oh, Jericho missed it for Invoker. As you can see, Invoker's just kind of chilling around with us, waiting for us to overextend, and which we'll probably end up doing. Tiny is taking some damage, and oh, Tiny ended up pwning Zeus. And oh, Invoker's dead. That was my mistake. I should not have even left the battle, but I, for some reason, thought it was a good idea. And I should have sold them while I still had the charges, but I decided to slow Lion, try to finish him off, because again, he does not have it. That was a good freeze by Jericho. That ensured that we didn't have to overextend while we were attacking him, and so far things are going pretty good. Very nice. And I ended up getting the kill because of my ulties when really Timbersaw actually deserved that kill. Oh, one of their guys was going to teleport in, but he decided to cancel that at the last minute very wisely. I believe that was Zeus. I think he was just going to try to jump in and just nuke somebody. But now that I have 19 armor, Zeus's nukes really don't do that much damage because it's physical and magical. Well, no, the 19 isn't physical and magical. It's my third skill that has physical magical resistance, which matters quite a bit. So we're all pretty banged up, so we decided to back out because they're starting to focus. I decided to go with the mech, and I was telling everybody to gather around me so we get a little healing on, some armor bonus. And boom, we got the mech because Jericho wasn't listening. So we still got the gold per minute, and alright, tried Invoker, and Tiny nicely threw me. I was not anticipating that, but he did Shadow Blade the second he threw me, but we did some nice damage to him and scared the crap out of him, I'm sure. It's always funny when Tiny throws you and you were not expecting. You're just like, what the fuck? And you just get thrown. Sometimes if there's a bad Tiny, that will spell disaster because you will just get utterly destroyed midway through falling, but for this character it's actually worked out pretty well. And now I have 28 armor, which is very nice. Tiny is slowing down Meepo, but Zeus is trying to nuke. I decided to go for Zeus because, again, he has no escape, so if I can slow him down, he's pretty much dead. And once I saw he's safe, I decided to head down to bottom tower, and this was a mistake. I should not have been so close to the tower. I should have gone the alternate route to the left, and because of that, Line was able to do a combo. My mech pretty much, I mean, I wanted to die, but my mech saved me from any certain ganks that might have followed, such as Zeus's ultimate, which I think he wasted earlier, so it didn't matter. So I survived, easy enough, and my health regen's pretty decent. Also got the Tranquil boost for extra armor. I was telling guys that they have an invisibility rune here. And I wanted to, well, Jericho said he was going to push top, so I guess I was going to jungle a little bit while we wait for everybody to kind of reconvene. Everybody's a little bit banged up, so I just figured just jungle a little bit. No, my jungling skills right here are actually very horrible, and Zeus tried to ult somebody. And okay, and as you can see, Sniper and Timbersaw, they are overextended. They should not be that far in with just two of them. That ended up Tiny being killed. Sniper did end up getting Meepo, but Sniper ended up dying too. Zeus ended up nuking him. So yeah, just when your team's all backing out and trying to push the lanes, just be careful, know your position. If you don't see any enemies, know that they're probably going to come for you if you're extended the furthest. And I finally got enough money for my medallion. Medallion's quite helpful because not only does it keep boosting my armor like the mech and the Tranquil boots, but it also has an active where it will... Oh, regeneration rune. Take that. And the active for the actual medallion is it can lower enemies' armor by quite a bit. I think it's like 7 points for 7 seconds. But it's quite a bit. It lowers enemies' armor for 7 seconds, which is very handy. And now my armor's 32. I'm pretty tanky despite having not that much health, but it's all thanks to that third skill. That third skill of mine is just that magical resistance along with physical it gives me. Combine that with the armor rating I have, and I can take pretty good hits. And decided to get more wards. I wasn't sure if it was necessary, because we were pushing them pretty easy, but I've seen games where it's gotten to this point and they start to come back because they concentrate in one area. We try to push bad situations and it just turns out bad. And so I decided to go freeform the camera because I wanted to show you guys Tiny and Timbersaw again. These guys were pushing way too hard. They were getting a little too overconfident, and Zeus was getting a few kills there, which he shouldn't have. So Timbersaw's fine, I believe. Yeah, Zeus wasn't able to catch him. So go back over here. Thankfully, I've been able to push mid while they were distracted with that. Sniper decided to help me out. He has good awareness position. Trying to take him out. Sniper wasn't shooting him anymore, so Meepo wisely teleported. Ooh, I don't want to lose my gargoyle. Alright, so I got Void. Now I was trying to see if an opportunity to slow so I can gank with Sniper, but we were pushing too far, and as you can tell, Jericho and Timbersaw were kind of pushing bot, but they weren't that far in, so we would have got ganked if we would have stayed there. it was good positioning by both me and Sniper. We actually had pretty good awareness. And over here I was telling them, bottom, I was telling them that they were about to get ganked in like 3, 2, 1, and the second I said 1, this happened. They didn't have that much situational awareness. Although they are holding their own, if this was a better team, they could have really destroyed them easily. I decided to head up to try to get... Oh, Jericho died. I was going to try to get Void, but I decided to come from behind and just hurt them. As you can see, they're just trying to chase Timbersaw, which worked out to my advantage because I'm just hitting them all from behind. I did not want to focus Invoker. I told Tiny to throw me, and bam! Took out Meepo, and Lion was done. Oh, Tiny got that kill. And then we split the other one for Invoker. And, oh, Sniper did double damage, which was perfect because his stuns combined with that huge amount of damage he was doing pretty much just killed their entire team. Except for Void, who backed out. They should not have chased. That was a really bad situation on them. As you can see, XP per minute, our team are just levels ahead of pretty much all of them. Their carries, even their hard carries, are just, whew, they're the lowest levels. Last hits, Sniper, of course, and Tiny do good last hits. I'm still way at the bottom, trying to do my support role, not focusing too much on last hits, although late game I probably should have a little more. And then our kills and deaths, which I actually did well. I haven't been dying. I've been having pretty decent situational awareness about what they're going to do, and thankfully everybody's been communicating well, so we've been able to avoid any really hard ganks, at least on my side. Zeus has been getting pretty decent kills, but he's also died a lot. And as you can see, Zeus way overextended here. He has no escape plan, and he's dead. Tiny was nice to throw me, but Timbersaw got it that time. But yeah, back to that. Zeus, he doesn't have an escape. He's a great nuker, but he's all about position. So if he is not in the right position, if he gets ganked, it's pretty much a done deal. Unless he has a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger, something to help him get out of there, he's pretty much certainly dead. So that was horrible play by the Zeus. Tiny stunned him, and because he stunned him, oh, my bullet followed Void even though he did his little escape, and took that, destroyed that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And right now I'm trying to go for a Maelstrom because I like the fact that it does a chain combo combined with the pretty decent amount of armor I have, 34. It seems pretty likely I'll be able to chain some pretty decent damage. Now, like I said before, my ulti... Oh, Lion trying to stun. So I slowed him down, and we're just pretty much hurting him right now. Should use the souls, but Meepo decided to net us, which was very smart. It allowed Lion to get away. And we were denied that kill, so it was a smart play by Meepo. Oh, back to my ultimate, sorry. The ultis that we have, they have AoE stun, which if I would have used them correctly, we would have got way more kills. And Zeus was, again, stupid. He went in front of the tower, trying to nuke, but Sniper just kept headshotting him into little mini stuns, and then he ended up just getting utterly destroyed before he even got to do any hard nuking. And it looks like he's telling us to win. As Lion tried to come from the side and stun, and just ended up dying.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And simple as that. Once we destroy... not just this Rax, once we destroy 2 Rax, it's pretty much a 100% solid win-win. Very few games have been come back after losing 2 Raxes. Well, 2 complete Raxes, not just these 2, I mean 2 sides. Because the creeps just overwhelm your creeps, and then you just have to have heroes constantly defending it. But I'm going to finish the Maelstrom, having it come to me, and I decided to go for some Shiva's armor. Not sure if it's necessary now. I mean, I have 37 armor. And, oh, got my Maelstrom. So now I can do a lot more damage. Well, not a lot more, but I chained it. Tiny threw me, and then I started soul attacking everybody and used my ults, and I ended up getting the double kill. It was very nice. It's very nice play. Tiny has been supporting, well, Tiny and Sniper, they've both been, although I am the support character, they have been utilizing me very well by throwing me around and using me to slow people.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And with this is pretty much going to be game. I actually went 11-0-5 so far. I believe I do die this game, but it was entirely due to me just being stupid aggressive and just you know, thinking like, oh, I have so much armor, I can withstand anything, and no, I do not. As you can see, our net worth, I've actually, despite being at the bottom of the net worth for the majority of the match, Zeus's ult barely did 100 damage. I'm actually at the top now due to my kills and just inability to die, which comes very good handy. Just great snowball. Meepo throws down Timbersaw, so I figure I'll just try to dive Meepo here, slow him down, do the soul charge, and pretty much finished him off. You got Void over here, but Void got away. Lion decides to just jump in here, and Sniper got Lion that time. And Void ulties me. This is actually really funny. So he thinks he's got me. I hit my mech, and then I use my souls, and then he's dead. You guys can't see it, but Sniper just right there typed "wow" because I think he was expecting that kill and did not expect my souls to do as much damage as they did. But it's funny because normally Void, any fed Void, that ulti would mean instant death for people. And here I think is where I am stupid. I see Sniper picking off Invoker and I figured, oh, I got high armor, I can survive this. No, my oh shit, did I get that kill? I did. My ulti finished off Lion, but back to the point is, I figured because I have such high armor, like right now I even have 47, I figured that was like a guarantee immunity to the actual base, and it wasn't because my HP was still pretty darn low. It was okay, but it's not that great. That's a tower dive, well not tower dive, but base dive. And as you can see, without me there to kind of tank, oh, Jericho was just about to die. He's mech. So that's it, everybody. That's Visage. That was kind of the way I was utilizing him, with great help to my allies. And as you can see, I finished 15-1, hero levels, level 14. This was a relatively quick match. Normally they take up to an hour. XP per minute, net worth. Of course, the net worth was the most because, well, I just didn't die a lot. Well, actually, neither did my team. It was just the overall utilization. I got a couple of denies, not that many last hits. As you can see, Zeus was the only one, well, Zeus and Faceless Void, the only ones really kind of working on anything. Meepo, Lion, and Invoker were so. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this match of Dota 2. I will be uploading